chickpeas. I feel like if you haven't understood the series where I've turned everything imaginable into chickpeas, you don't really get what's gonna happen next. Today, we're making donuts. They're gonna be donuts utilizing a can of chickpeas. We are going to make them egg-free, dairy-free. They're also going to be yeasty and sweet and just incredible and really good. Just really good. A good yeast, like good fried yeast donut is it's like one of my favorite things. So let's jump right into it. First thing that we need to do is drain our chickpeas, saving the aquafaba. We need the liquid. I have this little small bullet blender. You can do them in a food processor. You don't need to rinse them off, don't need to do anything extra. And we do need to measure out 1 cup of the aquafaba, which I believe is gonna be all of it, plus just a bit of water. I'm gonna toss this in the microwave just for just a minute. I'm gonna add this hot aquafaba right into the chickpeas and then continue to blend. We're gonna end up with like a hot chickpea milk, essentially. Perfect. Feel pretty good with that texture. I like it. Okay, I'm just gonna transfer this over into a large bowl. Now I wanna make this an environment that yeast is going to really love. So we're going to be adding around 1/4 cup of sugar and then just giving this a mix. Now, this is a pretty high sodium level, a pretty high salty concentration because of the aquafaba, but that's okay. It's not gonna do anything horrible to the yeast. It just might slow down its growth a little bit. We're gonna do 3 teaspoons of the active yeast here. 3 teaspoons of that active yeast. Mix it up, and I'll set this aside for about 10 minutes, and you should see this get pretty spongy. Ooh, look at this. I mean, this is alive. It is bubbling. It is just crazy on its own. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, so to this, we just need to add 4 cups of bread flour. I'm gonna add them 1 cup at a time and mix this in. We're doing it all by hand. Oh, you know what else I forgot to add? We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of melted coconut oil. I'm just gonna add that now before we go any farther. Coconut oil, when it gets cooked, ends up having kind of like a buttery kind of taste. Okay, so that was actually 3 cups of flour. I don't know if we're actually gonna get to the 4th. So let's knead this together. We're probably gonna knead it for about 10 minutes, which is plenty of time for today's sponsor. A lot of you already know my weight loss journey. I've talked about it a lot. I've lost 110 pounds. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm far more active than I've ever imagined I would be. But it was a long journey. It was tough. I lost a bunch of weight. I plateaued right where I always would. I felt like I was doing everything right and I wasn't seeing the results I wanted. If this sounds like you, it might have to deal with your metabolic flexibility. So I want to tell you about Lumen, the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath. It'll let you know if you're burning fat or carbs and give you tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workouts, sleep, and stress management, which I am learning is vitally important to your health and weight management. Lumen lets you know what's happening in your body in real time and builds you a personalized health plan based on your real-time data and gives you daily macro recommendations, which has been a perfect fit in my life. I've been using my Lumen for a couple of years now. I know if I'm waking up burning carbs or fats, which can affect my whole day. And I also blow into it right before I do runs or hard workouts. So I know if I need to carb up a little bit to have that extra energy to push me through the workout. With Lumen, you can make small changes over time, which will help your body's ability to efficiently switch between different fuel sources like carbs and fats. The more flexible your metabolism, the better your health and well-being. I absolutely love this thing. Lumen has been an incredible tool in my life. So gang, if you want to take the next steps to a fitter, healthier version of you, go to lumen.me/SauceStache or click the link below and you're going to get 10% off your Lumen. Lumen, thanks for sponsoring today's video and for making such an incredible tool. This looks pretty good. It's nice and springy. Your fingerprints kind of bounce back a little bit. Yeah. I think that's solid. So at this point, we need to let this rise and like really rise. It is going to rise like crazy. I'm gonna bring back my bowl, toss in just a little bit more of that coconut oil, not much. So I'm just gonna toss this in, make sure the whole ball is coated in a bit of that coconut oil. I'm going to cover this up, toss it in a warm spot, pretty warm, not hot, but warm. For me, That's always my giant air fryer. For you, it might be your oven. We're gonna let this rest, double in size for at least an hour. Okay, it's been an hour. This thing is exploding out of the top. I mean, look at this. That is amazing. I just love yeasty bread, yeasty donuts. Ugh, it's just so good. Okay, so at this point, all we're gonna do is just roll this out gently. I don't wanna punch this out. We're just gonna gently roll this out. And I should have rolled it onto a floured work surface. We can still flour it, that's all I'm gonna do. Now, we're not gonna do much else to this. I'm just gonna cut this into 4. You know, actually, we'll just cut it in the, yeah, let's cut it in the 4. So we have some workable pieces here. Now, this is gonna make a decent amount of donuts. I don't know if I'm gonna make all of these donuts today, but I'm just gonna, again, spread this out into a square, and then we just need to roll this out. Now, I'm gonna keep 2 donuts width, so we should be able to get 6 donuts out of this one. But let's punch out 6 donuts, just using a 3-inch mold here, a 3.5-inch mold. These might be a little bit too thin, but we'll see. Yeah, these are too thin. That's okay, we'll learn on the next one. I have a little sill pad here. But before I set them onto a baking sheet, I will cut out the little extra circle. This is a little plunger. I'll just use that. I think that's pretty good. That should be a pretty good donut right there. Okay. We're gonna toss these into the oven just to stay warm. That's it. That's all we wanna do is just keep them warm. Let's try to see if we can make this next one here a little bit thicker. That thickness feels a little bit better to me, even though it's a little lopsided. Ah, you know what? It's not 6 1/4, it's 4 1/4. So we have our donuts. We have a bunch of little donut holes. I'm gonna drop these all in my oven and let them rise for about 20 minutes. So while we're waiting for those to rise, I'm gonna make my glaze for these. I'm gonna make a glazed donut, but we're gonna make a blueberry glazed donut. So I just have some blueberries here. I'm gonna just wash these really quick. Probably need about 1/2 cup of blueberries. Once they're washed, I'm gonna toss them into a small saucepan with a little bit of water, not much, maybe 2 tablespoons or so, and let these cook down on a low heat for about 15 minutes. While those are heating, I'm gonna heat up some coconut oil. That's what I'm gonna fry the donuts in. About 1.5 cups of coconut oil. We need to get this up to about 350, 360 degrees. I'm gonna air fry the donut holes just to kind of bake those. That way Monica can give you a little taste test between the fried and air fried. Personally, I think there's no way to do donuts besides fried. I know a lot of people like them baked. Let's start frying. These thin ones are way too thin. I really messed up. You really should have went about 4 1/4 instead of 6. That would have made a big difference. You'll see as we get near the end, these are regular donut sizes. Now that the blueberries are heated up, they're breaking apart really nice. I'm gonna add just a dash of cashew milk to the pan, kind of stir that around, break up any of the thickness that's stuck on the bottom of the pan. And then I'm gonna toss that into my little food processor and blend thin. I'm gonna throw that into a bowl. Once it's cooled down, I'm gonna start adding my powdered sugar to make my glaze. It's gonna be around 2 to 2.5 cups of powdered sugar. Might need a little bit more. It needs to be pretty thick. Now, as the donuts are coming out, I'm throwing them on a wire rack, allowing them to cool down. They have to be pretty cool, because if you dip them in the glaze and they're not cool, it's just gonna melt. When I first started dipping these, the donuts were a little too hot. As I went on, I started dipping cooler donuts, which ended up with a thicker, firmer glaze. So these look amazing. These donuts are perfect. I think they're gonna be incredible. Let's see what Monica has to say. Okay, baby, we got some donuts, maybe a little bit too many donuts, but we got a lot of donuts.
I love how they're purple.
Yeah,
so
blueberry
Ooh,
donuts.
so
Really excited about these. You want to choose your donut? This one has salt on it.
Interesting. Well, I'll choose the one without salt just to get
just
the
to get
original.
it better. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Here we
Donuts.
go. Oh my
gosh.
gosh, this is awesome.
I know.
Yeah, great
great.
job. The bite is a little chewy, but in a good way, and it's like cakey, light, and fluffy. I mean, this is delicious.
Super springy. I mean.
Oh yeah, it just springs back up after the bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good.
These are out of this world good.
Outer space.
I don't know what else to say.
Well, so I know you said the glaze is a little thin, but to be honest, whenever I have a glazed donut, I'm having to lick my fingers. But I mean, to me, it just still tastes like a glazed donut.
Oh, it's a perfect glaze. It's just gonna get your fingers a little sticky.
Yeah, other ones get my fingers sticky too.
Yeah, but I mean, wow.
But this is awesome.
Yeah,
So-
came out great. I mean, really honestly,
The flavor's awesome.
for a plant-based donut with a lot of fiber in it, more protein than your regular donut. It doesn't come off any like denser.
Oh no.
It still has like,
Cakey.
it's everything I love about a donut. I mean, really.
This is Donut City to me.
Yeah, everything I love about a donut. 1 can of chickpeas is gonna give you a ton of donuts, and I still have a ton of the dough left. I mean, look at all the dough.
We're gonna dough it up.
Dough it up!
Yeah, these are great.
Yeah.